So regular viewers will know how fond I am of experimenting, and particularly doing lots of experiments with the alliums this year. And an example here is this onion bed, which is interplanted into this asparagus bed. And very conveniently, asparagus are very deep rooted, onions are very shallow rooted, and so they kind of work really well together. The asparagus just pushes itself up in between the onions, and it makes two low value crops really into a high value crop really, because I'm doubling the yield from the same area. So I really like it. Timings work really nicely as well for overwintered onions, because you plant them out in October at the time you cut your asparagus down, and you take them out in sort of the end of June, which is when you let your asparagus grow on. So very happy with that one. On this side, this looks really scrappy at the moment. So let's open this up and have a look. So this is my late spring lettuce bed. And again, what I'm trying to do here is see if I could interplant onions in to this bed at the same time I put the lettuce in. So I think that was, I put the actual date up, but I think it was about the beginning of April. And get a beautiful harvest of lettuce off this bed by mid-May, and then allow the onions to grow on. In this case, these here, directly in front of me, these are tough ball. So these are starting to bulb now, and these will be harvested in sort of mid-July probably. And then at that end, we've got red barron. So they'll be harvested in August. And around the outside, we've got little salad onions. And obviously they'll be harvested probably within the next month or so. And I think it's the 26th of May right now. It looks like it might have worked. You know, I hope to have cleared all this lettuce last week. I'm going to clear it this week, but I don't think in the main it's really interfered very much with the onions. They all seem to look pretty healthy. It looks a little bit scrappy. I'll have it tidied up and looking nice in a week's time. And so hopefully again, this has enabled me to get, in this case, 3 crops out of this bed this year so far. So I think this bed was originally a spinach bed, then it was a lettuce bed and onions, then it'll just be onions for a few months, and then it'll go back probably to being a lettuce bed, and then it'll end up being a spinach bed. So it'll have, you know, quite a few successions in it before the year is finished, and will have turned out to have been a really high value bed that happens to have just grown onions in the middle of its year. And then here under this net, for no really great reason actually, just somewhere to store the net at this time of year, we've got shallots interplanted with parsnips. So again, kind of 2 low value crops that have been intercropped to create a higher value crop, and they had a previous crop. So in this case, this bed was originally pak choi, then it was spinach, and it was spinach over winter, and then I progressively cleared the spinach, harvesting every other plant, and put parsnips in, and then harvested every remaining plant and put these multi-sown shallots in, Zebrun shallots in this case. And then this bed, because it's my early parsnip bed, this will be cleared in October or by October, and then into this bed will go spinach again. So again, a lot of mixed low value, high value crops, making the beds really earn their keep. And you know, my plot is laid out very sparsely. I've got a lot of paths. It's a very relaxing place to work. Nothing's kind of crammed in or anything like that. I can move a wheelbarrow around it everywhere, but it does mean that the beds I've got have to work hard. So here's another really lovely allium interplant. So in this case it's elephant garlic interplanted into this cherry, apple and apple sort of mini orchard area, and I just let the garlic kind of go wild in here, and we picked the elephant garlic for a sort of leek substitute at this time of year, and then obviously for the cloves bulbs later on in the year. And again, it just works really well because the trees are really deep rooted, the garlic's relatively shallow rooted, and yeah, they just work really well together, and they look really beautiful when the garlics are left to flower, and we do that with quite a lot of them, rather than take the scapes off, because they just look so pretty. And I'll show you one last allium example, which is this garlic bed, and it's also a strawberry bed. These are the sort of ever-bearing type of strawberries. They take quite a long time to get going, so they're not overpowering these garlic, and by the time these are really in full leaf and production, the garlic will be out. So again, that's a nice timing, works really well, and I'm really happy with it. And you can do a similar sort of thing with young strawberry plants in general, not just ever-bearing plants. But once a strawberry bed gets mature, then it kind of overpowers garlic that's interplanted with it just a little bit. So I hope you like this quick video. My name's Steve. This is the Seaside Kitchen Garden and Allotment channel, and I'll see you soon.